Have you ever wondered why in India and other Commonwealth countries as well, the lawbreakers are hailed as heroes? Why is there a mindset when a person jumps a traffic signal and dodges the policeman and runs away? The other four people looking at him hail him, praise him as a hero, and they laugh at it. They think that he has done something very good. Why is it that commonly in India there is a tendency that we are not supposed to pay the taxes? There are only a very less amount of percentage, maybe less than 5% who pay their taxes, and even out of those 5%, God knows how many are giving correct accounts. But why is there a tendency? Why is there a tendency of no cooperation, not cooperating with the government authorities? The root of this problem goes back to the time when we were under the British rule. The Britishers had made several laws to exploit the Indian masses, the Indian common persons, the Indian businessmen in every field, in the area of businesses, in the area of criminal law, in the area of personal law, whatever they could do in order to keep the Indian mindset under check, to keep the Indian wealth under check, to drain India from all of its wealth, to drain Indian masses of their mental capabilities, to drain their intellectual assets. Whatever they could do, they have done. They made several laws. They were taxing Indian businessmen exorbitantly. They were charging very, very high interest, illogical, irrational amount of interest. And as a result, during those periods, a tendency developed which hailed the persons not paying their taxes, hiding the accounts from the government as heroes, because it was the correct time, the right time for the non-cooperation with the government. Even the criminal laws were made in order to exploit, to humiliate the gulams, Indian masses. They considered them as slaves. The Britishers considered them as slaves, and they wanted to humiliate and insult them in front of everyone and punish them irrationally. So there were the Indian Penal Code, and there are several other laws, criminal laws and the tax laws. Everything was made in order to exploit and humiliate and drain the Indian masses of everything they had, the intellectualism, the intellectual asset, the wealth asset, everything. And the misfortune of the Indian masses is that after we gained independence, after doing much agitation and many revolutions, our ancestors, they fought with the Britishers and they gained the much awaited and much hailed independence. But after we Indians, we came into power, we formed our own government, we were no longer gulams, slaves of the Britishers. It was the right time to change the laws, to lessen the taxes, to change the mindset of the policemen from showing the lathi and trying to scare the common citizen, from person who is trying to scare them to the person who is trying to serve them in the better way. But the misfortune is that the Indian government did neither of them. The taxes went on increasing. The power of the police, it went on increasing. And as a result, even now, even today, we see that, like I told you in the start, that persons who do some acts which are like law-breaking acts, they are hailed as heroes. in the minds of Indian common persons, because the same laws have continued, the government machinery, the same methods, the same mechanism of the government machinery has continued. The Indian masses, it has continued to react in the same way. The lawbreakers are hailed as heroes. The the persons not paying the taxes, they are hailed as heroes. They consider themselves that smart, that they have duped the government, deceived the government. The person breaking the signal is hailed like he has done something very big, he has achieved a big task. We see a few. So this is a kind of point I am trying to make, that this is the right time now. We see the government is coming up with 3 new bills, the which are yet to replace the Indian Penal Code and the Criminal Procedure Code and the Indian Evidence Act. And this is also the time to change the Indian tax laws also in the favor of the businessman, in the favor of the common persons, so that it no longer runs away from the government rules and regulation and tries to hide the true facts, the true accounts. Like we see in other developed nations, the government has spent on the masses from the tax accumulated from the masses, and they've all grown, they've all developed all together into developed nations. Like we see in the case of Singapore. The Singapore has developed. It was in much poverty. It was even behind India like 50 years ago. But in sometimes in a span of 30-40 years, like the government has made policies which are in favor of the common persons. The common persons have cooperated with the government, and all of them have grown together. Now we see, I think Singapore today is in one of the top countries of the world. So this is one such example. So the time has come, the time is ripe for the government to make certain laws, changes in the laws which favor the common persons, which gives the common persons a sense of security and self-belief and the free and fair environment of doing the business. So altogether the mindset will change. The mindset of non-cooperation with the Britishers, which has continued, it has to change. It has to change into a cooperative mindset, which is ready to cooperate with the government and pay the taxes and cooperate with the laws, criminal laws, civil laws, everything. And then we can all together develop into a developed nation and a wealthy nation. And before that, it would be very, very difficult. What are your thoughts on that? Please share. These are my thoughts, my personal thoughts. Hope you liked and enjoyed. Please comment upon it, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.